It's not a cult. It's just that Trump. It seems like he's one of us. He talks like us. He think, and when he talks to the American people, he's talking like he's saying things that we. That's what we want to hear.
I mean, look, the man, the myth, the legend, the Donald. He's truly in order, is he not?
I love cranes. I love trucks of all types. Even when I was a little boy at 4 years old, my mother would say, "You love trucks." I do. I always loved trucks. I still do. Nothing changes. Sometimes, you might become president, but nothing changes. I still love trucks, especially when I look at the largest crane in the world. That's very cool. Do you think I'll get to operate it? I don't know. We'll put the media on it, and I'll give them a little ride, right? And I love the unions, and I love the workers. And when I built buildings in New York, I built them exclusively with union. People don't understand that. I was exclusive. And in the last really great election, our election of 2016, we did great with the union workers, great. But we didn't do good with the leadership. The leadership said, well, we've always gone Democrat. Let's keep going that way. That didn't work out too well for some of them, I want to tell you.
And still until this day, this blue-collar cosplay act that Donald Trump puts on is extremely effective, despite the fact that, he's always bragging about his wealth, and everybody knows that he's always been extremely wealthy, and that he didn't earn it himself.
I don't see it that way. I see it as just, Americans who actually love their country, and they found a leader in Donald Trump, a man that actually is not part of the deep state. He's not a politician. He's not coming in to, like most politicians, try to make a buck here and there. He wanted to come in. He was actually on record since the 80s. He even said, if I ever run for office one day, it's because our country is actually in a crisis. And I want to do the best I can to keep it away from that. What a significant change from 2016 to 2020, how well the country was doing. The country was doing excellent. And then in less than 2 years already, look at where we're at right now.
And obviously, the bizarre paradox here is that Trump supporters pretend like he's one of them. The poll came out recently that showed that, a majority of Trump supporters trust him more than they trust their religious figures, more than they trust their friends and family, more than they trust the news. Sounds a lot like a cult, does it not? Endless confirmation bias, am I wrong?
Oh, Trump, man. Trump did such a spectacular thing for the country. It's like we're his country, man. This is it.
So I'll be honest, this is my first rally that I'm attending. Not just like I obviously support him from the beginning. I just believe that, look at the differences. When he's throwing a rally, the amount of people that actually show up versus the other candidates from the left, you know what I mean? So I don't believe it's that narrative in per se, but it's more so hey, he has established his fan base. Besides that, not only because of who he is as a person, but for what he stands up for and, for the things that he fight for us as American citizens.
What do you say to people who call this a bit like a cult of Donald Trump?
No, it's not at all. It's about this thing. It's about the flag. It's about the unity, taking the country back.
And of course, the quiet part is always and continuously said out loud. We got to take our country back. Take our country back from who? Well, what are they always complaining about? Too much Social Security, too much welfare, even though white people collect the majority of welfare in this country. Who are the welfare queens supposed to be? Who are they always complaining about that's coming over the southern border, but not the northern border? It's those brown, impoverished Latinos. Who else are they always whining about? When Pride Month comes along and, when Bud Light decides to do branding campaigns with trans influencers, things along those lines. Okay, obviously, they want to take their country back from the blacks, the browns, the Latinos, the gays, the trans people. Everybody who isn't, I guess, heterosexual, Protestant, Christian male, whatever that means. Even though this country has always and only not been that, it's always been multicultural, but the idea of the lost cause continues to reign supreme.